Soft ocean wind, slow waves, faint echo of seagulls. I took the job because I needed money. Simple as that. Just 3 nights a week, watch the hotel pool, make sure no one sneaks in after hours. It sounded easy, but the first night, I realized something was wrong. The pool lights never turned off, even when the switches did. The manager, Mr. Hayes, said the wiring was old, told me not to worry. But I swear, when I walked past the pool after midnight, I saw someone standing in the deep end. A woman, long hair, pale skin glowing under the water. I blinked and she was gone. The second night, I brought a flashlight. I checked every corner, storage room, locker, even the pump room. Nothing. But at 2:13 a.m., the water started moving, like someone was swimming under the surface. When I leaned over the edge, something touched my ankle. Cold, like ice. I stumbled back, my flashlight fell into the pool and landed right next to a face looking up at me from the bottom. I quit right there, told Mr. Hayes I wasn't coming back. He just stared at me and said, "You lasted longer than the others." The next morning, I went back to get my bag. Police cars were outside. Someone had broken into the pool area and drowned. They said the security footage was useless, all static. But one frame showed something, a hand reaching out of the water and a shadow pulling it down. I never told them what I saw, but every time I close my eyes, I still see that flashlight sinking deeper next to her face and that faint smile waiting for me to come back. Soft subway wind, faint metal screech in distance. It was almost midnight when I got on the train. Last ride of the night, empty, cold, and quiet. Just the hum of the tunnel and flickering lights above. I sat down near the middle, earbuds in, music low. There were only 2 other people, an old man sleeping and someone way down at the other end. He was wearing a clown mask. At first, I thought it was some Halloween thing until he tilted his head and started waving. Slow, like he was trying to get my attention. I smiled nervously and looked away. When I looked back, he was gone. Then I saw him again, closer this time, 2 seats nearer, still sitting perfectly straight, hands folded, head tilted to the side, staring. The train stopped at 92nd Street. Doors opened. Nobody got off. Nobody got on. The clown was gone again. I turned around and he was sitting right behind me. I froze, couldn't move, couldn't even breathe. His mask had a red smile painted across it, too wide, too real. He leaned forward and whispered, "Want to see a trick?" I jumped up and ran toward the next car, but the connecting door was locked. I started banging on it, yelling for help. The old man was gone, only me and that thing behind me. The train lights flickered, off, then on, and in that flash, he was inches away. He wasn't wearing a mask anymore. The smile was carved, real, bleeding. He pressed his finger to his lips. Shh. The next thing I remember, the train screeched to a stop at the last station. Police were everywhere. They found me alone and a single red balloon tied to the seat behind me. The conductor said there was no one else on the train that night. But when they checked the security cameras, every frame after 92nd Street was black, except one. Just one still image. Me sitting in the seat and a figure standing over me, smiling. I was 17 that summer, and that night we broke into the old amusement park. It had been shut down for almost a decade after an accident nobody really talked about. Some said it was a fire. Others said someone disappeared. We didn't care. We were just bored teenagers looking for a story to tell. It was supposed to be fun, a dare before graduation. But that place, it was waiting for us. There were 4 of us, me, Kyle, Jenna, and Mark. We parked a mile away, climbed the fence, and laughed the whole time. But once we landed inside, it went quiet. No crickets, no wind. Just the faint squeak of a broken Ferris wheel turning in the dark, like it still remembered the screams. The air felt heavy, and there was a smell, not like dust or rust, something sweet and rotting. Kyle joked, maybe the cotton candy's still fresh. We laughed, too loud maybe. And then I saw it. Behind the roller coaster fence, a shape that moved against the wind. It wasn't big, just a figure, standing there, watching. When I blinked, it was gone. Low bass hum starts, faint wind whistle, slow heartbeat fade in. We kept walking. Our flashlights danced across shattered glass, torn banners, and an old clown face from one of the rides. The smile was cracked right through the middle, half happy, half dead. Jenna whispered, "Why are the lights on the carousel still glowing?" I looked up, and she was right. A faint yellow light flickered under the carousel tent. There was an old maintenance building nearby, half buried in vines, door slightly open, like it was expecting us. Wood creak, faint drip, echo of wind in a hollow room. Kyle went in first. He shined his flashlight around. "Look, old tickets," he laughed, grabbing a handful off the counter. I stepped closer. The floor creaked under my shoe, and something dripped from the ceiling. At first, I thought it was water. Then my flashlight hit the counter. The tickets were soaked in dark, sticky liquid. Oil, I thought, until I looked at the wall. It wasn't oil, it was blood. And above it, a photo of a man in a staff uniform, his face scratched out, his eyes carved away. Kyle whispered, "We should go." And for once, I didn't argue. But before we could turn, something fell from the shelf. A hand, a real one. It landed with a wet thud on the floor. And that's when the lights flickered and the carousel music began to play. Distorted carousel music starts faintly, wind gusts, distant laughter echo. No power, no wind, just that slow, broken tune echoing through the dark. Jenna screamed. Mark bolted toward the exit. Kyle grabbed my arm, yelling, "Run!" We stumbled out, tripping on cables and old debris. The music got louder, faster, until it didn't sound like a carousel anymore. It sounded like someone laughing. Kyle was ahead of me. I saw him reach the gate. He turned around, eyes wide, and screamed my name. Then he was gone. No sound, no movement, just me alone, standing in the middle of that dead park. I ran until I saw the road, and when I finally looked back, the carousel was still spinning, but there was someone sitting on one of the horses, someone wearing Kyle's jacket. The police found me wandering near the parking lot at dawn. They never found Kyle. They searched for days, nothing. But they did find something else. Inside that maintenance room, in a rusted locker, they found old uniforms. One of them had Kyle's name stitched on it, and fresh blood on the sleeve. It's been years. Sometimes when I drive past that highway, I still hear that carousel music, soft, slow, like a heartbeat in the dark. And every time, I see the horses turning. One of them always carries someone in an orange jacket, just sitting there, waiting.